This week, the U.S. Department of Agriculture unveiled a $1 billion plan to curb the nation's bird flu outbreak and try to get those egg prices down. According to the USDA, the average price of a dozen eggs in Colorado right now, $8.48.
We shopped around to find what store is selling the cheapest eggs, and Whole Foods has a dozen at $4.99, Walmart priced at $5.97, Safeway $6.99, and King Soopers is $7.49.
Denver 7's Adria Arhita looks into how the USDA plans to lower those prices.
When Wendell's Diner first opened in 2020, owner Roy Benoit didn't have to shell out much for eggs.
First case of eggs I bought here cost me $13.
Fast forward to now.
The cases that I bought this week were $133 a piece.
This week, USDA Secretary Brooke Rollins announced a five-pronged approach to curb bird flu and lower egg prices. With a $500 million investment for biosecurity measures, $400 million in financial relief for affected farmers, and $100 million for vaccine research and development.
So it's just going to take us a little bit of time. I would say a couple months, and hopefully we start seeing the shelves repopulated. Hopefully the shelves are repopulated sooner, but the cost comes down very quickly.
The USDA's food price outlook predicts egg prices will continue to surge in 2025. Bill Skebby, executive director of the Colorado Egg Producers, says the state has really taken a hit from avian influenza.
I think we're at about 60%. Wow. 60% production.
Part of the USDA's five-point plan addresses unnecessary regulatory burdens, specifically using California's cage-free laws as an example. A similar law went into effect in Colorado this year.
We had a bill this year that was out there to repeal it, and the legislators decided that, no, we better not do that. They want to stand by it. Our farms stood by the law. They've retrofitted their farms. They've been producing. We just got to get them populated.
Regardless, Skebby tells Denver 7 the plan is giving egg producers in the state some hope.
We can't push Mother Nature any faster than what's going on right now. So we're very excited about the announcements from the federal government because now we see something being done.
And keeping egg costs manageable for those like Roy.
There are, like I said, a lot of mom and pop places, a lot of small places that at some point just can't afford it.
Adria Arhita, Denver 7.
Deeper here. Egg prices are expected to climb even higher, as you just saw there. The USDA forecast prices to rise more than 40% this year, double the increase that was predicted just last month. Now, a little bit of good news here. McDonald's is vowing not to impose a surcharge on menu items with eggs. Denny's, Waffle House, and some other restaurants and bakeries say they've had no choice but to raise prices. And some retailers have put limits on the number of eggs someone can purchase per visit.
One proposed solution to lower the cost of eggs, getting rid of cage-free egg laws. Colorado is one of 7 states that require eggs to come from cage-free farms. Nevada is one of those other states. 2 weeks ago, its governor signed a law suspending the requirement that stores only sell cage-free eggs for 120 days. The Nevada Department of Agriculture says consumers should see prices drop in grocery stores within a month. Colorado's cage-free egg law went into effect at the start of this year. There was a bill introduced to repeal it. It was killed in its first committee vote last month.
Taking a closer look, in this week's episode of Real Talk, Denver 7 and Colorado Public Radio looked at the increase in groceries, including eggs. Denver 7's Micah Smith and CPR's Nathan Fernando Frescas talked with the executive director of Colorado Egg Producers about just how easy it is for the bird flu to spread.
When trucks enter our facilities, their undercarriage are all washed. Then when they leave, everything's washed. It is a whole continual fight against any kind of infection that could get into our barns. Now you're going to say, well, how does this happen? It could be a drop of rain coming in from a roof that has a bird feces on it. That dropped into that flock. And we've also discovered, and as these viruses grow, they mutate.
It's not just eggs here. The cost of food overall expected to rise 2.2% this year, similar to what we saw last year. And we also sat down with the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union to hear how increased costs are hurting our farmers.
Just because it costs more to raise a crop doesn't mean you're definitely going to get paid more for it. So what you end up doing as you go through a year where you might not make money, you may lose money, you may use equity to produce that crop, and then you hope you make it up the next year.
It's a great episode, and if you missed this week's episode, you can find it online, denver7.com/realtalk, and new episodes air Sunday evenings at 5:30 right here on Denver 7.